the car went like this from the rear and little sizes. So I remember, I have like vivid memory of that moment. And thankfully, my just spinal reflexes and all, like, they did not let me lift off the throttle. I never lifted off. And I remember like it was like slow motion in my mind. I was like, and then Sida. And it went like this, and this. And if you like panic and react too much, so it's like a 1.5 lane wide tarmac road. There are trees on both sides. Right? So if you go, you will have a big one. And
if you go, you're gone.
उसमें चोट लगती है. उसमें अगर घुस जाते पेड़ में, because it's a sudden stop.
Obviously, yeah.
उसमें तो बहुत चोट लगती है. तो and I was like कि हाँ बच गए. And I was like my navigator like good race, good stage. मैंने कहा रुक जा भाई, अभी शांत हो जा 2 मिनट. अभी बच के आए. And finished ही सामने flying finish. So.
Get up, folks. Meet Lakshay Dabas, the autocross ace with a trophy cabinet that's bursting at the seams. This guy has snagged over 100 podiums across every format you can think of, from Open Autocross to sprint rallies and everything in between. Not just fast, Lakshay is furious behind the wheel, clinching third in the National Championship finals and speeding his way onto the Indian team at the AAGC for 2 years straight. Cut to February 2024. At the Jaipur AutoXperience AutoX, Lakshay dominated the track, not only nabbing the fastest two-wheel drive, but also clocking the fastest lap of the entire event. Talk about burning rubber and taking names. But hey, Lakshay isn't just about racing. He's the brains behind BND Motorsports, rolling out the red carpet for autocross and drift junkies alike. Plus, hosting the INAC North Zone rounds for 3 years. From revving up Gymkhana champs to organizing state championships, Lakshay's mission is crystal clear: to turbocharge motorsports for everyone. So strap in and hold tight, because with Lakshay, it's always a wild ride.
शोर ते शराबे ने इत्थे रेसां दी आवाजां ने इत्थे Bonafide trucks नालों धूम ते तड़ाके ने इत्थे आसमानी एटीट्यूड neither quit nor lose जित के ही जांदा बंदा थकदा नहीं आरमानी गुच्ची शूज ग्लैमरस एवेन्यूज अगे वधदा ही जांदा बंदा रुकदा नहीं जिधर नू जाइए लोकी आप गैदर होवण साडा ना बोलदा वे असी कीती नी प्रमोशन जाली करदे बथेरे मूरे खड़े साडे जेड़े जनता सपोर्ट करे सानू पाउणे नी वखेड़े क्योंकि BND दा स्टाइल है एडवेंचरस लाइफस्टाइल है नहीं लोड़ किसी चीज दी ताईं मूंह ते वड्डी स्माइल है चाबी फड़ता विच पहला गियर रेस चक उड़ गड्डी लेके भुल जा कि अगे होना है
Finally, I think, I don't know how many months of chasing you is, it's like, it feels like a dream come true, sitting in front of you and having a conversation.
Yeah, you're too kind.
I think fortunately or unfortunately, whatever you would call it, you've just been, I think, overoccupied with organizing events in different parts of the country. But honestly, hats off to you, man. I mean, I tell everybody that you guys have no idea the kind of work and the kind of feats Lakshay has done. It's not that just he's a driver, but I think he's probably like a fine example of being an underdog, who nobody knows about. So I think before I start talking, I leave the stage to you that why don't you tell us about your feats? Because I believe, 100 plus podiums?
Yeah, thank you, Radha. You're just too kind for the introduction. So, over the years, when I used to drive regularly, especially nowadays, it's few and far in between. But I've got 100 plus FMSCI podiums across all different genres of sport.
In a span of how many years?
I started in 2012. That was my first Maruti Autocross.
Okay.
There was an amateur modified category that time. So, got a podium in that.
Okay.
And surprisingly, my rival in that event was my current tuner, Sparky. He was driving a rally preparedness team.
Oh.
So I remember those days. There was a speed sportist team driven by Abhishek Mishra that won the event. So there was a lot of Zens in his teams and all. I was in my Ritz, which had lowering springs. Achinte was there in his big mouth Wagoner.
I think that point of time, all three of you were, I think, at your peak. Achintya, yourself, and Prateek also.
No, we were actually just getting started. Achinte was there already for a couple of years in the sport.
Okay.
He started in 2009, I guess.
Acha.
Prateek was doing Polo Cup, had done Polo Cup for 2-3 years, 2 years till that point of time. He basically, I got to know about Maruti Autocross through Prateek only. He was an year senior to me in BTech. I was trying to get into motorsport since 2005.
Acha.
I had been following and I was really intrigued by the technicalities of the Formula 1 sport especially.
Acha.
I was trying to find a way into single seater and all. But again, that time my family has no motorsport background and no history about motorsport. So it was very difficult to ask for like, okay, I want to go into karting and all. But I also like read about it and thought, okay, it's pretty late for the single seater dream and all. So I was told by Prateek about this autocross format.
Acha.
That you can do with your own car. So that time I had like my Ritz only. So did my first event without the knowledge of my family. So, so for the first couple of events I did that. Then I could understand that okay, this is not possible without some at least a decent budget. So, and then I took my father to an event because till then the general perception of the sport is like that सड़कों पे गाड़ी भगा रहे हैं. So then I took to my father to an event which was Sudev Bara's event called Speed Sprint at BAC Outer Peripheral Road. So took him there. He saw that okay, there are some safety measures and all. It's not like everyone is racing. It's a timed event. You're not actually racing other guys. And basically he saw so many passionate guys there and so many people like for in his words like he was like also surprised that there are so many passionate people who put so much money into the sport on their own cars and all. So and the budget I was asking for was like something petty, like very small amount in front of that. So I was like, look, this is the level that I aspire to be. Like I want to start and also then after that he was like pretty interested and he used to like support.
Because I remember, I think आपके father को मैं कहाँ पे मिला था अपनी ये सेक्टर 29 के पीछे एक पार्किंग लॉट है बड़ा सा, वहाँ पे एक इवेंट हुआ था तो वहाँ पे डर्ट पे हुआ था ऑटोक्रॉस या कुछ हुआ था. That was the day जब मैं अंकल से फर्स्ट टाइम मिला था. एंड I think that was the first time the moment I met him मैंने कहा यार ये सही है यार, अंकल तो बहुत सपोर्टिव है लक्ष्य के साथ.
Yeah. So he has actually been in my driving days till pre BND. It was his support only and that got me through till all the initial esteem and the Ritz days. Then I got support from my MBA college, Manipal University, Jaipur, for a couple of years. So basically, they sponsored me. I represented them in 2016 and 17, 2 years in the autocross championship of the Maruti. And so we were always looking for support. So wherever we could get, so that was really helpful. My college actually did support me a lot. Manipal Jaipur, yeah.
It's an engineering college, I'm assuming.
It's a full university, Manipal University Jaipur.
Understood.
And so that was like pretty.
So मतलब total.
I did my MBA from there, na. So the management, but the president was actually very passionate about the sport. So I think it's still the only college in India which has its own like even it's small, but it's like a sprint rally track that I curated for them.
Oh wow!
So that's an annual event which although has not happened for 1 year, but probably this year we'll again revive it.
So that college they sponsored मतलब पूरे 2 साल सारे events आपकी गाड़ी के mechanicals or whatever
they sponsored the entries and some of the car mods and all. I still had to put in money, but again it's such a huge budget to go for the championship. And so that time it was really helpful because without them I don't think that push could not have been possible without their support. So throughout the years, like everyone, I got support from a lot of avenues, but mostly it's been like my father who had supported me. So after like a certain point of time, I was like, okay, now you settle down. I will do the sport on my own terms.
Huh.
So yeah, basically I've been wherever possible I try and go and compete in
Okay.
rallies and autocrosses, wherever. I've got my rally polo right now.
Are you still participating?
I drove last February, this February,
Oh, okay.
couple of months ago, won the overall in the Auto Experience event.
Okay.
I had a very old friend Amit Sharma with his 1 liter TSI dirt build polo built by Speed Sport Stage 3.
Okay.
And I got my NA 1.6. So we had like a good time, like competing for half a tenth. Some day one I am leading, day two he like pulled the time on me. Then I am struggling to catch him. So that was like really good fun. After a long time I had basically had to raise my game
Huh.
to finally win. So won by I guess half a second or like 1 second, and that was like a 4-minute lap. So that was a pretty long lap. So it was good fun. But normally I drive in dirt events more or less because all the tarmac events happening are being done by us only. So I don't have enough time to basically take part in my events itself. So.
But tell me one thing, now that you're actively doing BND, organizing BND events, I think almost 4 times a year?
It's there's no set precedent,
I have
but we
observed.
try to do 4 race wars. But we are also trying to shake things up every year. So like this time it's summers already, but we've done only one. But we are working on a new format, and we are also working heavily on the drift format. So the time attack this time we revamped the track by completely changing the starting points of both the cars.
Okay.
So they were like facing each other like this. So this twin track format without a crossover, this is something that BND Motorsport has gotten, made it aware to FMSA that this is also doable. So now it's also included in the general prescriptions of the sporting regulations of autocross and time attack. So that is one concrete thing that we've done in changing the sport. Making it aware this is doable, because twin track is like pretty exciting. That was the concept about race, was that 2 cars competing on the same time. But
I'm sure people also feel, यार, I mean, ऐसी बहुत जनता होगी जिनको लगता है कि यार parallelly 2 गाड़ियाँ चल रही हैं. It can be dangerous also if one of the drivers, they get that sense कि यार I am trying to race with the guy against, who's on the track right next to me. And जो मैं समझता हूँ कि actual में that's not the case. You're racing against time. You're not racing with the guy next to you.
So if you see any of the tracks that we make, so it's at the start finish point, except for that the cars are like separated by like at least 3-4 corners. Like one car is at X point of the area, the other car is like far on the other side. So it's designed in such a way that only at the start finish you will have the cars like close together, but again they have a lane separation in between them as well. So you have like safety area and all. Again, it's approved by the FMSCS towards the track, and also thankfully we have not had any issues with the safety of any of our tracks. And even when we had close calls, we've taken it very seriously and improved our safety standards wherever we have had any inputs given by the
And I think that's an ever evolving process.
Exactly, because the sport is evolving.
Correct.
The cars are evolving. Right. So we had one close call with Karan. Karan's Jazz spun in high speed. So again, basically his engine mount broke, so that got in the engine, so that the chamber, the oil filter basically hit the sump guard, so it broke as soon as he launched, he says. But basically it like cracked, but then throughout the run, around midway through the lap, his oil started leaking. It happened within 10 seconds, right? So we had basically, again, it was a close call because we had taken enough safety like positioning in mind and all. But then again, that reminded us that even we can improve it even further, right? So again, motorsport is dangerous.
Correct.
And even Karan had no control over it. because he got oil on his rear tires.
Right.
He spun as soon as he touched the brakes. The marshals were like standing, so they were able to like move a few feet away.
Sure.
So I was there. So my main concern was as soon as I saw all my marshals were fine. So there was again in these kind of situations there is no point in panicking. We have a set protocol in place. We got all the safety precautions in place. We prepare for any contingency in case in possible for all of our events. All the events have the state-of-the-art medical facility available, and so we quickly reacted to the situation.
You have tie-ups with hospitals, na? I think.
So yeah, exactly. It's in the regulations for FMSC from FMSCI.
Okay.
Every event needs to have 2 ambulances.
Okay.
One the life support ambulance with a doctor and a paramedic, and one another ambulance which can be a basic life support ambulance.
Okay.
That can be something like a eco or something.
Okay.
So that is basically called a transport ambulance.
Okay.
So if in case the patient can be stabilized at the venue and can be basically transported to the hospital nearby in a safe manner, if the doctor's intervention is not needed anymore, then that ambulance is used and the event can continue as per.
मतलब अगर कोई छोटे मोटे कुछ मान लो अगर कुछ हुआ किसी को कहीं चोट लग गई उसको clinical just he needs some clinical attention तो वहीं के वहीं हो जाता है.
And any serious injury and all, we have all the medical equipment on standby. And at Buddha International Circuit, so it's like even like raised to a even higher standard. They also have their medical center and all. Everything is there in case of any emergency. So those kind of things are taken care of behind the scenes. Thankfully, we never had to use that kind of scenario. But then again, we had certain different kind of medical emergencies. Something like a lady got like an allergic reaction at the event. Right? She was that happened in 2019 Gymkhana finals.
Okay.
So that happened. So again, that was also taken care of. She was taken to the hospital as well.
हाँ वो तो I think वो करना ही पड़ेगा because that's an injury that she and I mean this is something which I've seen that many times people also hide their things like you know like they have an allergy with something वो बताते ही नहीं है.
Yeah, so maybe something happened. So she got the right treatment and that is available to basically anyone who is attending our event.
Okay.
So in case there's anything, even with the people attending, there's something emergency. So we have medical support on standby for all of our events. Not even only at BAC, across all our events.
Okay.
We went to Mumbai. We had the same medical support available for all the 3 days.
Okay.
We had like full doctors and the ambulances and all. And that is checked by the FMSCS towards themselves. Once they check the medical facility, then only the event goes ahead. So, and that is a huge cost factor for us as well. But that is what we have to take care of. Sure. So again, I'm saying that is why some like motorsport is expensive because
that's why I mean looking at that I feel that's why people will come.
Exactly.
कि पता है कि हाँ यार वहाँ पे things are taken care of.
It is not street racing. You wear a helmet. If you wear a FIA helmet, that will cost you thousands of rupees minimum, right? You wear a fire suit. You wear a like fireproof shoes, gloves, balaclava. So when I compete, I try to get all my gear to the events, even in autocross. It is only recommended. But I went to Jaipur, it was February, it was still not it had started to become hot in the days. But I drove with my race suit on and all. Only because I want to like motivate other people I want to set standards. Like if I have something, I should wear it so that at least 10 people will see usme se at least one or two will buy. You lead by
example,
right?
Correct.
So again, it's for your own safety. And I feel very comfortable once I'm wearing in all the race suit and all once the helmet is on with the balaclava and everything, my glasses are on, then I'm in my zone. Then you get like zero fear out of like driving. All you know you're harnessed, you have a roll cage, you got a seat which is like fixed, you got your fire suit, everything is there in case of a high speed crash as well. I know worst case I have to basically be hanging upside down for 10, 20, 30 seconds. That is the maximum it will happen. And worst case, if there's minor injury or something, I have the medical supports on standby, even when I'm driving in other events and all. So that gives you the confidence to push.
Understood.
And I think that is something which is important because someone said in Hindi when we do Manipal event, right? So the FMSA steward explained it to the children that what motorsport is about. It's like Hindi mein he said that कि motorsport is कि जान का खतरा भी हो पर जान हमेशा बचेगी भी. ऐसा एक फाइन बैलेंस है स्पोर्ट का कि आपको एड्रेनलिन रश तभी मिलेगा when there is risk involved, right? That is the adventure side of the sport. But again, it has to be in a sensible manner that you can do adventurous activities with the safety precautions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well said. So, coming back to, we already spoke a little bit about BND. I think वो flow में हम आ ही गए because I think that's your baby.
Yeah.
But I really want you to just very quickly talk a little bit about the kind of podiums you've got, very briefly.
Yeah. So I'll give
and what kind of events?
I'll give you my highlights when I was driving. I really enjoyed in 2017. I had like a head-to-head fight with a Evo 10 in a sprint event where we had all the like current leaders as well. Achinte was participating in his team. Amit Sharma was there in his team. I was driving in his team. Sameer Thapar sir was there in his Evo 10. And Samrat Yadav was driving the BGS team. Aditya Thakur, the INRC champion, was driving that event. So like everyone was there. It was not like Arjun Rao was also there, I guess. So it was like a full packed field of drivers. And I beat that Evo by like 4 seconds.
And what were you driving?
Esteem. It was a 1300cc single cam setup. It had which brand was the coilovers? Those Hotbits.
Hotbit
coilovers. And we had fiber doors and boot and hood. And we had basically that track was like all ballsy kind of track because you had to cut corners. Like and that was very important in making time. So like we had to basically, those were like small pavements, right? They were like Formula 1 apexes. So you had to put 2 wheels on the track. Sometimes you had to basically cut a chicane or something because that was within the regulation. That was within the boundaries of where you want to push. That is how you push. So initially, and it's not like that I was the only one doing it. Because at that venue, we had another event 6-8 months ago. I had seen Phil doing that. So I could recall, okay, if it happens in the same venue, I will also do it. People saw my run in the first run. After they also started doing it. But I was doing it with the most conviction. And I was really like phased out in that event. That was the time I really felt ki, this is happening naturally. I am not planning anything. That there are videos available on YouTube. Speed Sprint Mane sir was Gurgaon name. 2017. So you can see that esteem. Basically, after every run, I was coming back with my steering alignment like this. Because
Is there a video of you on YouTube?
Yeah, it's available on.
I'll put it up. And then people can have a look.
It's probably a couple of posts on my Instagram as well. My Instagram is public personal.
But dude, 4 seconds off of an Evo.
Yeah, and that happened because, and you know what was happening? With an esteem. And third was Achinte, I guess. I was 7 seconds faster than him. Achintya in that event. He could not match up for that. Sparky was building his car that time. I was driving a Speed Sport built ST. So, and I was multitasking that event. So I was in MBA. I was doing like fun pop-up shops and all. I had like a drinks pop-up shop set up at the event.
Achha.
So I hadn't slept for the whole night last night. So my friends were there from Jaipur to help me out with the shops, my MBA juniors and my classmates. And I did one run in the morning, and then I did all the selling and all. I was selling drinks till late afternoon.
I hope non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic, like Red Bull, makes mocktails and all and everything. And that was like that part for me. And I was waiting, someone will beat my time and all and everything. And then I slept for 2 hours in the afternoon. And then when I woke up, I was like, okay, what is happening and all. So my friends really pushed me. I really enjoy driving when my friends are there because that really gives me the extra motivation and all. And then I really pushed, like, and it became a game for me, like a cat and mouse. Like I got beaten by 1 second, I would go in the next and I'll put 5 more seconds. and then they will take like half a day to again reach that point. And then again they get half a second over me, I'll go and then put 2 more seconds. So that was really like, I mean, I really enjoyed driving in that event. After that, I got, and that was tarmac event.
Okay.
That was tarmac, but the tarmac was not clean tarmac.
Okay.
So that was like tarmac and loose tarmac mixed.
Tarmac mixed.
So that way you don't, like the support paddock surface, no, where you have zero dust.
Huh.
You will go sideways. Like you could see in the video, you have variable grip throughout, and that really excited me, because that really scared me initially when I started. No, so that used to like scare me a lot, because mentally it took me like couple of years, and just mental block was there once I started driving on dirt. That really gave me the confidence to come back on tarmac and then on like excel on variable tarmac conditions. That I really enjoyed. When the car goes sideways on tarmac, normally people lose time, but there's a fine line to make it dance sideways on tarmac as well, without losing time. So that is kind of condition I really excel at. Tarmac fast, but slippery tarmac. I am like, Achintya has that weakness that he needs constant grip. He needs basically constant conditions. On dirt, if it's like he knows what conditions are there, so he will excel there if he knows what the conditions on tarmacs are there. But whenever it's like little mixed conditions, that's what I feel. Otherwise, he's an excellent driver on like pure tarmac. When you have to be patient, where like you have to, that you have to wait this much for this corner to get over, like the support paddock events that we do.
Correct.
Here he excels, and I'm sure right now if I jump in the same car with him, probably he'll beat me there. Because, but again, that is something I really wish to do. I wish someone does an event on pure tarmac. And
you are only doing it. I think it's best if you get into the competition as well one of these days.
Yeah, but again, maybe some other venue, so maybe some other part of India we'll go again. But on dirt, I really enjoy. So I drove on this Jaipur dirt event. I love driving on dirt, my rally polo. And INRC, I've driven 2-4 rallies. I drove the Arunachal round, 2 rounds in Arunachal in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of these you're getting podium finishes.
No, INRC podium is like very difficult, and that is like I really enjoyed that rally.
I'm sure, INRC, I mean, you would be having all the big dogs there.
So the INRC is like a different ball game, and driving with Rigers is like, again, you have to get used to, you have to get that mental block. Like you have to remove that mental block, because it takes time on dirt to hit those speeds and feel confident. So I did like 150s, 155 on dirt. I'm going flat out 4th gear, and like I know I have to just ensure don't lift off, otherwise it'll go somewhere, and just keep holding it, whatever the bumps and all, and just keep on like jumping, shifting half a foot left, right. And there's the crowds of people lined up across the road. There's a video of that as well on my Instagram if you want to see. So that's crazy. Like that is what INRC Bangalore was, K1000 rally.
Tell me one thing. You just explained beautifully what kind of, what is the dialogue going on inside your head while you're going flat out on such a surface.
Yeah.
क्या चल रहा होता है दिमाग में उस time पे?
It's basically before the start. You are nervous and all, but once the light goes green, basically you don't think. You have to basically be ready for any contingency in case you get like a bad bump which throws you off somewhere and all. You can't think and then react. You have to react. So something like this happened to me in Chennai rally. So we were just approaching the flying finish. Again, the video is there on my YouTube channel, my personal channel as well. So there was joint tarmac, and we're going 4th gear and full flat. So 4th gear in my rally polo on GPS speed is starts from 110 plus. Okay. So we're doing 120 around, and it was joint tarmac. It was like flat, but then in the recce I did not write caution for it. Okay. It was like joint tarmac, but then it was like this. like joint tarmac. So in the recce, in the stock suspension car, and we were going slow, so it was like, हाँ ठीक है. And when we went, and it was like slight curve, constant left-hander curve.
Understood.
Right? It was like going like sweeping left-hander, and it's flat out. So as soon as I hit tarmac, so the car went like this from the rear and little sizes. So I remember, I have like vivid memory of that moment, and thankfully my just spinal reflexes and all, like they did not let me lift off the throttle. I never lifted off, and I remember like it was like slow motion in my mind. I was like and then Sida. And it went like this, and this. And if you like panic and react too much, so it's like a 1.5 lane wide tarmac road. There are trees on both sides. Right? So if you go, you will have a big one. And
if you go, you're gone.
उसमें चोट लगती है. उसमें अगर घुस जाते पेड़ में, because it's a sudden stop.
Obviously, yeah.
उसमें तो बहुत चोट लगती है. तो and I was like कि हाँ बच गए. And I was like my navigator like good race, good stage. मैंने कहा रुक जा भाई, अभी शांत हो जा 2 मिनट, अभी बच के आए. And finished ही सामने flying finish. So that was like pretty fun, like exciting. मतलब उसमें sometime INRC you see that
Yeah, you guys are
you
crazy.
can get hurt.
You know, it's a joy, and at the same time, it's पता नहीं क्या feeling आती है. How is it so easy for you guys to say it was a flying finish?
Yeah, it was basically just about to get, the stage was about to get over. That was the Avisa stage reverse, and
You said this was in Chennai, right?
Chennai, yeah. I won the podium in INRC 2 category in Bangalore, K1000 rally.
Oh wow.
In that rally, I broke my gearbox the next day.
Stage 2.
That was the Sunday of the rally. So basically, leg 2.
Leg 2.
So
Polo.
Yeah, my Polo. So I drove a Coimbatore rally initially in 2020, I guess.
Okay.
I rented a car for snap racing. The car did not run at all, and I was like,
You rented a car?
yeah. After that, I had a bad experience. So after that, I was like, I will take my slow car to where I want to drive it. End of the day, it's my car. I break it, it does not work, it's my car. I can like live with it. If I am paying for a rental car or anything, I need the car to work. Right? Then in my car, I know how we've prepared.
Yeah.
Right? I know my car is not that fast. It does not have an ECU. It's got a humble remap.
Okay.
But it's got a different kind of strengths.
Acha.
That it can keep going. It's reliable.
Okay.
The engine and all everything is reliable. I can keep on like running at it like flat out, and it will keep on going. It will not heat or anything. And you just have to basically drive a little harder and push. But at least that gives me a stable platform.
In connection to what you just said, the next thing I wanted to ask you is, I mean, you told me about that rally wherein you had a flying finish.
Yeah.
So tell me the most terrifying rally that you've had, the most terrifying experience that you've had, that actually shook you up completely.
I was there at Jaipur rally as well. That did not shook me up. I was like pretty chill about it, but that was like bad day for rallying.
Okay.
So yeah, we should not like people died. So that way we should not. Yeah. So that there was an accident with so that time it was pretty scary in the sense that the locals were basically, it was like pretty chaotic. So
क्या हुआ था?
we had a crash with the car number 1, basically crashed into, because some bikers broke into the track, did not heed the marshal's call and everything, and then again the one car hit biker with like wife and children were there, so they got hurt and all, so they died basically. So locals they gathered, so the rally got abandoned. We had to basically rush back to the service park and all. That was like pretty bad. Then in terms of driving, I drove Sajoba rally as my first rally, 2017 in my team.
Sajoba is that Saint
Yeah, that was the last
St. John's Old Boys
St. John's Old Boys Association. Yeah. That was the last hill Sajoba rally which happened.
Okay.
So, and surprisingly, that was the first time I drove in the hills when I took start in the rally.
Okay.
Even because I feel I'm scared of heights. Okay.
Okay.
But I wanted to drive. So
okay.
And I took start, and that was the first time I was driving in the hills. And before the start again, नीचे देखो और डर लग रहा है. But once the light goes green, it's like a circuit to me. There's no time to look down. So that's how it was like pretty nice. That's how I overcame my fear of like. Still, it's there. Like I don't like heights. But I don't mind driving or rallying on that. I've done the Chamba rally as well. Chamba rally was pretty frustrating for me. I was doing like fine. I was just pacing myself for the longer haul. We had dirt stages on the second day.
Okay.
So on the first day, on the last stage, my fuel pipe broke in the engine. The engine cut off. That video is also there on YouTube. So it was raining, and in the rain, what we have done is like, because we did not think about it when we were building the car initially. So we don't have we disconnected the blower pipes and everything. So it like fogged up completely. And like fogged up completely, and I need vision to drive, like, and it was like pretty bad in the Polo because it's I guess because of the shape of the glass or something. So I had to like literally crawl. My navigator was wiping with the cloth and everything during the stage, and that was pretty frustrating. So next day, I lost around 10-20 minutes in that stage. Then again, day 2, I was like, okay, at least I'll put some good times. It started raining again, and then it started snowing in the Sachpa stage. So it was not scary to me because, but again, it was very frustrating. It was
But it was snowing.
cold.
Didn't that completely change the dynamics of how the car is supposed to handle?
It was completely fogged up. I was crawling. I had to literally put my head out of the window in that and like drive slow. Like really like crawl. I was crawling through all the stages and everything. Very frustrating it was because I think...
Did you have ice tires on?
we had dirt tires. They work.
Acha.
Yeah. And in the hill rallies, it's not very fast.
Okay.
In terms of like INRC, average speeds are like much higher.
Okay.
So that's why I love INRC, because and the beauty about INRC and the other rallies is, in other rallies you can strategize. Okay, this day I will push 80%, that day I will push 100, and after 80% I'll see where I stand. INRC, you back off for 10 seconds in the stage, suddenly from 5th fastest in that stage time you'll go to 20th fastest. There's no backing off in INRC, and I like that. And those Chennai stages and all, they are so humid. I did not have a air scoop vent in my Polo. So as soon as the stage got over, windows down, my nav is drinking water, I am drinking water, and like so hot, like humid, like a full like sauna inside the car. That 18-kilometer stage was like, well, that was like really, really challenging fitness wise and all. But then again, I enjoyed that because you have to be like on it every apex and all, and you can feel, and those few of the stages normally in INRC, like okay, in Chennai there is some runoff and all, so you can push even more. You can probably cut some apexes and all. A lot of rallies don't have that. Like K1000 rally had like, okay, you have trees along all the way, so there's no margin to make a mistake on anything. There you have to basically sometimes leave 2%, 5% within yourself.
Of course.
So sometimes you have to plan according to that. So, but INRC is like best rally. It's become expensive, but I want to do a couple of rounds. Like my aim is like I will again drive my own car. But let's see, because most of the rounds are happening in South.
Okay.
We were and we probably will be in again discussions bringing INRC to Delhi. Let's see where that takes us. So.
नहीं यार, absolutely.